I recently graduated from UC Berkeley in the sociology department this May. I graduated with a 4.0 highest distinction of Cal. And currently right now I'm working, giving back to my community, helping high school juniors get ready for college and preparing them on that road and that journey. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm simultaneously theorizing and thinking about a lot of things that I want to study in grad school. So this is just one of the components and one of the pieces that I have been in conversation with Professor Vaida, and just thinking this through a little bit more to see that this could potentially be a grad school project of mine. So we're just gonna start off with an intro, broken windows theory, gun criminalization, and then we'll close out. So a little bit about myself. I think it's important that not only we bring in the theories and bring in all this academic stuff, but also situating it in narrative, right, and merging the two. And so one of my convictions, it was for gun possession. I was convicted in 2012 for a gun possession, and the prevailing ideology in my neighborhood and in many of our communities is better caught with it than without it, right? This is something where many individuals in my community rationalize and think things through, that they rather have a gun than not have it, right? And face the consequences. It's like having the phone on your hip. It's also having the gun on your hip to ensure that we make it back home to our families, right? As crazy as it may sound, this is an ongoing thing in our communities. And here, just I was featured in the LA Times, and I crossed out the former. I don't feel that depicts who I am, and it doesn't bring the humanity to not only myself, but to many individuals that come from our community. And it starts in going into the dichotomy of us versus them, and what does it say about those homies that are still in the streets and still trying to face the situation that they find themselves, that I'm better because on the latter not involved or not active. So I don't feel that fully captivates the communities that we come from. Right, and these words are very loaded, and they still have a lot to be unraveled and worked through, right? So, in 2012, I was a person that was always busy, hustling. That was my main motivation. I lost my mom at 10 years old, and I lost my grandma right after, right? So at the age of 13, I joined the gang, and I've been a gamer since I was 13 from West LA. And I remember in 2012, it was around summertime. And a few of my friends, they told me, like, what's up, let's go party. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. All week I've been grinding and hustling, and I felt like you work hard, play hard, right? So we ended up going to a party in Downey, California. And I'll admit to you, yes, I had a gun on me that night. And we went to this party in Downey. We were like, man, Downey, it'd be cracking in Downey. The houses are nice in Downey. Let's go check it out over here, a backyard party. So we ended up going, and we did our thing. The cops showed up. They raided the party, and we left. And it was crazy because after the party that we left, we felt like we were being followed, but it was just me bringing it up, and my homies like, you're tripping, you're paranoid, don't worry about it. And we ended up in HP. And we were in HP, and it was just a friends of mine. We were just trying to have fun, party, see what we get into. It was no means of like doing any criminal activities or being reckless and doing uncalled things for. So we ended up in HP at another house party that we were told about, and we were there chilling, chilling for, I want to say, like maybe like an hour or two, and we were chilling and everything, and it was all cool. We were just vibing and stuff, kicking it with the fellas, you know what I'm saying? And maybe like 2 hours in, that party gets raided, and everybody starts to panic. People are running around with NOS balloons. They filled up these balloons with the substance, and they inhale it, and everybody's running around, scrambling, and I'm looking for my homies, like, where's everybody? Yeah, we gotta get back to the pad. Like, it's like we come together, we leave together. That's always been a thing, right? And it just goes back to the notion of like, we just gotta make sure that at the end of the day we make it back home, despite the circumstances, whatever we find ourselves in. If we gotta run from cops, if we gotta get into a situation where it's life and death, like we gotta at all times make sure that we make it home, because these are the realities that we come from, right? So I remember getting out of that party, and I was going towards the exit, and I just felt like the helicopter following my every movement. Like I would move right, the light would move right. I would move left, the light would move left. And I was like, damn, like I ain't no celebrity, why is the spotlight on me? So I got caught up in the moment. I'm like, damn, you know? And so I'm just like tripping out because I'm like, what's going on right here, you know? And I started getting paranoid because I'm like, damn, like, are they onto me? Do they know that I got a gun on me? Like, I started looking, and I'm like, you can't tell I have it on me, you know? And I was like, man, I gotta get up on out of here because they let everybody get out first, and then after everybody gets out, then they come in and they start checking the homes, they start checking behind trash cans, inside trash cans, under cars, inside cars. They start checking in every crevice. And so I'm thinking I'm smooth, you know, smooth operator, you know, I'm like, I got this, and I just started walking straight, and then I was like, damn, stop walking like a thug, and I'm trying to walk straight, and then they're like, you, come here, and I'm like, man, there's like 10 other people behind me, like, why you gotta point me out? And this is before I had all the tattoos and stuff, and I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna go to you. So I took off running, I ran in between two cars like this, and I kid you not, as soon as I made it out of those two cars, I get tackled, and mind you, I'm like 140 on a good day. I got like line back, like it ain't even funny, like it would have been a highlight clip on ESPN type. And you know, I got cracked, and then the gun went flying out, and it just felt like someone like snitched on me, or like they were honest from the previous party. But I never took out my gun. It was just like, you never just take out your gun like to be flossing it like you're, you know, like in a Western movie or something. It's just like you got it because you know you got it, and if anything comes up, you know, last resort, right? So yeah, I got sidelined, and then it was like, all you hear is gun, 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 gun. I kid you not, like 20 sheriffs just pounded on me, and like little me with the dog pile of sheriffs, and they're saying, the thing that you're always gonna hear is stop resisting. 130, 140, how am I gonna resist when you got like 20 sheriffs on top of me choking me out with their knee on my chest and beating me up? And that's what it was. They were choking me out, beating me up, and sure enough, they retrieved the firearm, and they beat the dog, they beat crap out of me. They broke my arm, they bruised my ribs, I had scratches on my neck. I had bruises on my neck, and my shirt was all tore up, and they just grabbed me like that from my back and just threw me in the squad car, and all you hear is them unloading the gun, and it was, all you hear them counting is 1, 2, 3. They passed 10, and they're like, oh, we got a good one, and it got to 17, and then there was another round in the chamber, so it was 18. I'm like, we got him, and then they were just saying, damn, this one's better than mine. And so I ended up doing time for, I ended up doing like about county year for a gun possession, right? But no offense, just simply having the gun, right? And I didn't shoot at nobody, I didn't wave it around, nothing, just simply the gun possession itself. Which I ended up doing my time, and I get on probation, and it just became a series of events after that. Once you're on probation, it's hard to get out of it, or let alone have a record clean. Which leads me to the broken windows theory, right? And this is, you know, just regular stuff, broken windows theories that all of you probably already know about, but it's simply the general gist of it is that visible signs of disorder and misbehavior in an area can lead to increased instances of such behavior, potentially escalating to serious crimes, right? And these are conversations that they had way back when. And for Manny Phillips Zambrano, he did a study, and in his study, he attempted to justify the criminalization of people of color and marginalized communities, right? And then further on, you had James Wilson and George Kelly, who argue that leaving anything unattended signals individuals to exploit the situation, seeing it as fair game. And then you have Wesley Scoggin that suggests that racial bias in policing only impacts the quote-unquote bad people. In this case, would have been me, right? and in the community, making it quote unquote safer by incarcerating black and brown individuals. As you've seen, not only by my story, but also my story, that this is an ongoing instance. And at the end of the day, the broken windows theory just still remains prevalent. They might have switched it up, like with the stop and frisk and so forth, but the broken windows theory is still there and it's still being used to this day, as it was developed to rationalize racial profiling and argues that cracking down on minor crimes reduces major crime, ostensibly making life quote unquote safer for black and brown people. And you're gonna always hear this quote unquote safer, right? But who is it really safe for? And who falls under this quote unquote safe? So this is when I start to think more through of things and start bringing in the gun criminalization and the broken windows, right? And merging the two things. So then gun control advocates always aim to enhance community safety by enacting stricter gun laws, right? So many instances that you see mass school shootings is a prominent moment for them to start having these conversations and try to be on this side of the spectrum to push their agenda. And oftentimes it's targeting black and brown individuals disproportionately. And liberals overlook the true victims of gun control laws, right? As neither MAGA supporters nor liberals face the same level of suffering and criminalization. You hear these stories all the time, but they're not facing the same things that myself and many of these individuals on this panel are facing. And liberals want structured gun control, but fail to see how it affects the people who are harmed by it the most, right? They're just pushing their agenda at the end of the day. And gun control policies disproportionately affect ordinary individuals like myself in the story that I just mentioned to you, who face consequences merely for possessing firearms with no criminal activity involved. Many black and brown communities endure these consequences, highlighting the widespread suffering caused by such policies. That's something that's heavily prevalent is gun enhancements, right? There's a lot of individuals right now that I can name that are serving life sentences simply on a gun enhancement. I know an individual serving a 7-to-life sentence on a gun enhancement. He's been down for, I think, about 30 years now, right? So you start to begin and put into question, like, what is the whole thing behind this, right? And who is it really making safe? And the purported aim of making life safer through these measures is questionable and ineffective. So we gotta really question, like, what is intended and who is it really affecting, right? Because a lot of individuals that are incarcerated are doing life sentences on gun enhancement laws, right? So I think it's important that we bring into conversation this gun criminalization and how they use the broken theories to advance their agenda. And thank you. This is just something that we've been having in the talks and in conversation, but definitely we'll be following up and doing more work on it. But feel free to follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. That's the only thing you'll find me in, or in spaces like this. Thank you. I appreciate it.